Good morning. First, I just want to say thank you again, to repeat what Catherine and Justin said. Thank you for praying and for giving. You guys have sent us, I think Church on the Rock has been supporting us for over 10 years or almost 10 years now. So thank you so much for that. We couldn't do it without you guys. Your giving gets us there. Your prayers keep us there. So please keep praying. My wife and family couldn't be with me today, and my wife would be happy because I don't think she'd want to see a 20-foot version of herself up on the screen. But they also just greet you and are grateful for you guys as well. I have a great family story. Again, I'll be out in the back if you guys want to hear more about me or my family. But God called us to missions, and we've served for almost 12 years now. We were in West Africa, and now we've been in Europe. And the verse that he's given us, I think we have it here. The verse that he gave us in missions is Isaiah 58:10. And it says, "If you extend your soul to the hungry and satisfy the afflicted soul, then your light shall dawn in the darkness, and your darkness shall be as the noonday." I should probably memorize that, huh? Oh, it's right back there, too. Anyway, this verse, it speaks to us on so many levels, and I just want to really quickly share with you guys how it relates to Europe. There's two big issues in Europe right now. The first is the post-Christian or secular worldview that they have there, and the second is this enormous number of refugees seeking shelter and peace. In this verse, it says, "If you extend your soul to the hungry and satisfy the afflicted soul." Refugees are hungry. They are hungry for food and water and shelter, yes, but they're also hungry for safety, for security, for justice. And they are afflicted. They're afflicted by war, by very real persecution, famine, even the weather affects people movement. They are afflicted. Their souls are afflicted as well. And the secular people, Belgium is the fastest secularizing country in Western Europe. Only about 7% of people go to church. That was pre-COVID. And they are hungry. They are hungry too. They are hungry to see the poor served, people with a secular worldview. They're not so different. They are hungry to see justice in the world. They are hungry for peace as well. And their souls are afflicted. They may not be afflicted by persecution and war and famine, but they are afflicted by lies. They are afflicted by pain, sometimes inflicted by the church, which is why they are, have this worldview. They are afflicted. But the Bible tells us to extend our soul, to go soul to people. It's not just about giving food or giving money or giving water or shelter. It's not just about having a good argument for the secular or the post-Christian worldview. It's going soul to soul. And that's dangerous. That puts us in a vulnerable spot. It can put us in an uncomfortable position. But that's what Isaiah is challenging us to do. That's what God, through Isaiah, is asking us to do. And I just want to share one story about how this works. In one of the churches that we were able to partner with and work with, there was a guy there. He was a refugee from the Middle East in the 1980s. He got his paperwork. He got himself established. He brought his family over. He got his job, and he was living his life. And then about 7-8 years ago, when this new wave of people just started flooding Europe seeking refuge, he had to do something. So he would go out in his van, he would go to the shelters, he would go to the unofficial tent camps under bridges, he would bring people to his home, and he would minister soul to soul. He would bring them food, get them food from their home country, which is a soul issue. Let me tell you guys, Belgium has the best chocolate in the world, but there are days where I just want a Reese's peanut butter cup, okay? Because that speaks to my soul, right? You guys can, there's something real there about having food from your home country when you're far away. He would let them wash their clothes in his washer and dryer. Again, doesn't sound like a big deal, but they would have to go on job interviews. They would have to go to immigration and government offices with just the clothes on their back. And so that gave them dignity. That ministered to their soul in a very real way. He would let them take showers in his bathroom. And again, if you're a refugee, especially a woman or child, the most dangerous thing you could do is try and take a shower. He ministered to their soul. It wasn't just their physical needs. He went soul to soul with people. He would let them sleep in his home. He would bring them to church the next day, and then he would take them back to where they were staying. That's all he could do. But he knew what it was like in his heart, in his soul, and he made himself vulnerable. That's a dangerous thing to bring, people unknown. Open your doors, open your heart. Not just dangerous physically, but even just emotionally. There's a lot there. And this church, through the ministry of this one guy going soul to soul with a group of refugees, they baptized 70 new converts in about 18 months. Okay? That's what going soul to soul is. That's what missions is. It's putting yourself out there, making yourself vulnerable, And when you do that, the same with the people, the secular, Europeans that you hear about or read about, going soul to soul, opening up, making yourself vulnerable, allowing yourself to hear the pain that they are experiencing, even though the church has caused some or quite a lot of it. That's vulnerable for me to say from a church pulpit. But it's the truth. And when you do that, when you go soul to soul, and when they see you ministering to refugees and the poor and the needy, they will want to know, why is this happening? Why are you doing this? And that's when we can talk about, let's stop trying to do things in our own strength and follow Jesus, the one who he's come. So that's kind of who we are. That's the essence of why we're doing what we're doing. Please come and see me if you have any questions, guys. Just real quick, some prayer requests. First, getting and living in Belgium is difficult. Believe it or not, even though it's Europe, it's hard for a Christian missionary to live and work there. So pray for the visa process that would go smoothly for us when we start. Pray that we can find maybe 10, 15, 20 more churches like Church on the Rock to support us monthly as we go. Again, you guys are awesome. You've been doing it for a long time. We need more churches like you. And then pray for the people in Belgium. Pray for the secular worldview people who are trying to do it on their own. Pray that they find Jesus. Pray for the refugee. Pray that when their home country is too dangerous for them to live in, pray that when they're knocking on the door of a European country or America and they're not feeling very welcome, pray that they would find refuge in the kingdom of God. Pray that churches would open their doors and go soul to soul with them. So, and then just pray for our safety, pray for my family. Again, we just want to say thank you. We love you guys. Thank you so much. God bless.